I lost everything. Twice. As much of a bummer it is to lose undoubtedly my best creations ever, I can't let go of my ambition to build. So without further ado, it is time to conquer a new world. Losing a world which was thousands of days old isn't just sad, it taught me a lot and we can make something great out of this new journey. And thanks to my previous experiences, we will set some rules for this new world. The first rule is I need to organize my items from the beginning, because in my last world my chests were overloaded to the point where I lost valuable items and ended up crafting more tools than I needed because I had no idea where I left them. Secondly, every time that I build a farm or mine somewhere in the world, I need to decorate it and make it look like it's a natural part of the world. This way we won't end up with abominations like this, or even this. And lastly, after every project I need to perfectly blend the build in with the world. That means I can't leave things floating around, but I'm also going to connect the builds with each other. So there needs to be a clear path between all of the builds so adventurers that get my world download can be fully immersed into this world. Anyways, I talked so much that my axe ceased to exist. Now is a good time to grab us a couple of animals. There's a sheep right across from this massive river. Oh, there's a church over there. There's a village. I spent quite some time collecting wood and stone, so much so that the sun is setting, so we should probably go to the village and seek shelter. Hello, good sir. I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you. There also seem to be some fruits over here, so just in case, let's collect them as well. Okay, we really need to hurry over to the village because the sun is almost down. Okay, this is not good. The sun is down. That was actually so fast. My shadow was long a second ago and now it's just completely dark. Okay, we made it. Good evening, sir. We already got some monsters on us. This bed is already occupied, so let's leave the guy alone. There seems to be more food for us and more enemies. Okay, we really need to be careful because I tend to forget that the difficulty is set to hard by default and the mob's damage is increased by a lot. Okay, this bed is also occupied by a guy that isn't even sleeping. What are you doing, sir? Your eyes are open. Oh, okay, great. There's a bed right here. It is day number 1. Yes, you shall burn. Okay, there is another skeleton hiding under this tree. Oh, he saw me. I kind of want to go for him, but I have nothing to defend myself, so I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, he put himself in the sun. Okay, that makes it easy. Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. This actually looks like a very beautiful spot. We can probably just settle here. I think this is actually the perfect location. I don't want to sleep in other people's bed, obviously, so what we can do is make ourselves a little campsite, a little starting base. Okay, we do need some stone and there's this little hole in the ground over there. Oh god, oh no, oh no, 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 no. All right, I'm just going to eat up, heal, and we're ambushing him. He's right below me, but he has no idea I'm standing above him. All right, we're going in. Oh, I'm never gonna do that again. I'm sure the villagers won't mind if I lend their food for a while. There are so many horses around the village and this boy will be named Hooves. I have no idea how long it will take us to find saddles, but until then, he'll still be my friend. There also are some cats roaming around that I saw earlier, and there is one in particular that looks like my real life one, so I'm going to tame her as well. I'm sorry, fish. I promise you will be used in a good way. Oh, see, there's a cat right there. But you're not the one that we're befriending. Perhaps another time though. This spider has been chasing me the entire time. What is your deal, dude? Oh, I'm being attacked by something else. Is it the spider? It's the skeleton. Oh my god, no, we have to get out of here. Let me in. That was too close. Oh, what? What the heck? He hit me through the wall. I could have died to that. It's time I took my revenge. That's right. Look, if we don't assert dominance now, they'll be on my tail for the rest of the series. Day 2. Yes, I slept in someone else's bed again, but we'll work on our home very soon. Let's just find our cat friend first. Oh, she's right there. We have to be very sneaky and not scare her. Oh, she accepted the first fish. Your name is Pause. Welcome to the family. Now we should make our starter race so we can actually begin tackling all of the required objectives for the mega castle that we're going to build. I'm going to make our home into a tent, and I have a little bit of experience from the avatar build I did in my previous hardcore world. Okay, we got a good shape down, but we need a bit more wool, so let's head over to that hill over there and collect some sheep. Oh, this is a meadow biome. No wonder it's so bloomy and beautiful. You know what? I actually am planning to build a castle right here. This seems like the perfect spot spot and we could transform that village later in the series too. I've spent quite some time collecting wool from sheep. I don't want to bore you with the entire process of walking in circles to gather wool, but if you are really that interested, you can watch all of my live streams on my channel. What a nice moment to plug. But yeah, I streamed every single second of this world, so I'm going to continue to wait on the sheep to eat the grass, and then we will finish the starter base. Oh, what? You're so pretty. Okay, guys, we're gonna call him Spawn. I decided to redesign the tent because I don't really like the shape. Okay guys, before I show you how super cozy my base turned out, we're going to go to those mountains in the distance because we really need some iron. As you can see from my armor bar, we are super under armored, so we really need some armor because I feel quite unsafe. And as most of you probably know, iron spawns at higher levels since 1.17, so I believe there should be lots of iron up that mountain. Oh, what? Look at that view! And of course, I brought Paws on this little adventure as well. Oh, she's trying to sleep with me. Oh boy, was I right. Look at this. We got some iron over here as well. Yeah, guys, this entire mountaintop is literally covered under iron. Okay, we're finally back home, so I can show you the base that I created. So as you can see, we have a little campsite going on here. I believe I made it super cozy. I added this little campfire as well because it was just fitting. And like I said in the beginning, we're going to make everything immersive. So this entire place is actually just made for my bed, but I could have just put a bed in the middle of a field, or I didn't want to use one of the villagers' houses because this just adds so much more to the world and the story of the world. So there is actually a couple more steps that we need to do to progress towards the mega castle. There's some items that I need from the end, so we need to prepare for the end. To go to the end, we obviously first need to go to the nether. So before we do that, we need an enchanting table to enchant a diamond armor set that we also need to obtain. So let's begin by first focusing on the enchanting table. Now for the enchanting table, we obviously need some sugarcane. Next to that, we also need leather from cows. So the way I can do this in like an immersive way is by building a lake right over there, and then we could grow both crops and sugarcane at the shore. And I think building a lake is just again something to make it more immersive instead of having just a couple of rows of water with everything thrown on top of it. Now I don't really know how to tackle the enchanting area in an immersive way, but I guess we'll see how we do that later. After digging out the shape of the lake, I filled it to the brim with water. Right after, we built a small rock formation as a little waterfall source. Now again, the reason why we built this lake is to grow sugarcane for paper and wheat crops to feed the cows for their leather. This way we can make the books for the bookshelves that go around the enchanting table. However, when shaping this lake, I unintentionally made it look like a duck. It's kind of funny. I did add in the beak later though. Pause, we need to get moving, get your lazy butt up. I want to finish the mega castle before the end of December, so it is time we made some faster progress. We quickly walked over to this nearby spruce forest to collect some... Pause, what are you doing? You're right on my face. Anyway, we came here for spruce planks so we could build this. This is an objectives board so we can keep track of the tasks that we need to accomplish. And before we can get started with our search for diamonds, it is time we fix these chests. Remember the first rule? Stay organized. So it is time we expanded our storage. I actually have a good idea for how we will do this. We will build a multifunctional horse stall. On the surface we can have our horses, hooves, and spawn, and below we could make a storage basement that is filled to the brim with chests that are organized. But before that, I got a question for you. Are you subscribed already? If so, then you are in our minecart zooming to 100,000 subscribers. That is the goal for this year, and your finger or mouse can make a difference of when we will hit this goal. So if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button to help us reach the next destination. Did you do it? Did you click the... Okay. There's some water flowing into this cave, and I think this horse walked in here by accident and now can't leave anymore. We decided to call him Henry the Cave Horse. Alright, it's about time we began building the storage system. So we got these stairs that go down, and when we turn around the corner, that's where the storage unit will be located. The only problem is that I only have an iron pickaxe and there is a lot of stone to be mined. Dude, this is perfect. It is super spacious down here. We got everything sorted in its own rows, and if we ever need more storage, we can expand it by just mining further. Plus, it has another functionality, which is the horse stall above. Anyways, let's move on to what's next. Oh yeah, while I was organizing the storage room, I also built a spacious area for our cows. I even made them a little pond for drinking or swimming, I guess. And I got the cows from our village's paddock. I don't think the owner will mind. I mean, when I found them, they were literally stuck in a tree. Now they have a larger home where they can run around happily and freely. I mean, there is no reason not to be happy. Anyways, we're back at the objectives board, and as you can see, everything is marked as done, so it's time we added new tasks. And I'll explain what this task means in a second. I added a 5th short task to fix the roof of the stall we made. I might as well show you as I explain. Also, I don't know why, but the replay recording made the spruce fences turn into crimson ones. Yeah, I don't know. So I actually didn't like how bland the roof of the stall looked. It was just too flat, so we made a tower-like circular roof? I don't know what to call it, but it looks amazing. Task 6 is already accomplished. I just needed to add one single chest for wheat, but then it came to task number 7. Remember when I said that I didn't know how to tackle the enchanting table? Well, now I do. I decided that we could build a sky island above the lake since it fits the enchanted vibe, and we could build an open air enchanting room. Oh. I just hit my microphone. And we could build an open air enchanting room. But before that, we need to come back to task number 4. Because I am making a video from tens of hours upon hours of content, you don't get to see all of the characters we met in this world. And there is a lot. So we made a book to keep track of all of them. I will show you the character log of those that you did see, and I will update you as we meet others. First and foremost, we have Paws. She's my cute little cat. She loves fish and being patted on her skull or brushed over her back. She's very loyal and loves to sit on everything I put down. She's allowed to though. Curious Carlos, aka Big Nose Carlos. Carlos loves investigating the objectives board. I guess he has a little bit of curiosity in him and lots of excitement. Careful, he can sometimes give a side eye. Henry the Cave Horse. He likes the dark but hates the water that doomed him to the caves. Carlin Cod. He became my friend when he visited the local pond. He pursued his dreams and became a great fisherman. Now he is the provider of fish for the entire village. Golem 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great protectors they are. Prince has healed them ever since arriving in the small village by the side of a valley. How great he is too. Hooves, my trusty horse. He cannot wait for me to find his saddle. He occasionally goes for a swim and has a talk with Carlin Cod. Spot, my beautiful spotted horse. And finally, Salmon, aka Sal, the Salmon. Before beginning the Sky Island, I made a bigger wheat farm at the edge of the meadows so we'd have enough cows for the bookshelves by the time we finished the Sky Island. I accidentally hit one of the cows, which made all of them panic. Let me know if you guys are interested in a mod pack video so I can show you all of the quality of life mods and vanilla plus mods we use in this world. We also got paid a visit by a wandering trader which traded us a mangrove sapling, which will be very useful later. To purchase this, I just had to trade a couple of sticks. But now it was time to start working on the Sky Island. I began with forming a random shape. However, I quickly backed away from that idea and made an outline of the duck pond below. Though to give it more character, I split the island in half, making them into two smaller islands. One would host the enchanting table and the other would shower a waterfall into the pond below. We need to take a break from building the island because there is an item we need to make mossy stone variants, which is vines. If we pull out our map, we can see that by following the river and going up north, there is a jungle biome. So me and Paws will take on that adventure together. Also, this is a campsite that we built in the earlier game when I was here for spruce wood. Anyways, let's go, Paws. Finally made it. What the heck are those? I know we can easily grow this stuff, but I will still collect a couple stacks until nighttime. I'm gonna grab a last few vines before going to that desert where we saw those temples earlier. Yeah, I think I accidentally left in a mod which was supposed to be deleted. It's Young's Better Desert Temples. Well, I guess it won't hurt to at least explore it. Now that I'm in here, I realize that there's probably some traps that I don't know about. Whoa! Oh! I am deleting this mod and I'm suing the mod developer. What the f— We found a little village that is right next to iron. Look at all of this iron. I think we've been mining for quite literally days now, and we have iron that will last us quite a long time. Anyways, I saw these lights in the distance, and we're gonna check it out together. No! Are you serious? No, dude. Pause died. That was literally a trap. That creeper came out of nowhere. You're kidding me, right? This is insult to injury. The stupid lights were a graveyard. She was the first character of the book. Guys, I don't believe I've ever felt so sad about a pet in Minecraft. I genuinely loved her. It's going to take a while for me to forget, dude. Rest in peace, Pause. I really will miss you. We're back home. Yay. I brought something with me, and before doing anything, we need to get that done. Dear Pause, you are amazing. I don't believe that I ever had a pet that came near to the love I felt towards you. You were by my side ever since I arrived in this village, and just within the first bite out of your cod, you befriended me. I wish you peace, and I love you. Rest well, my beloved Pause. I will miss you so much, my little princess. I'm gonna have to finish the Sky Island without you. I have a great idea. What if the Spring of Wisdom starts under a tree? And this would be perfect for a memorial. Let's dig a hole in the center here because I want the enchanting table to be slightly in the ground. We were going to build a bridge between these islands, but Viper had an amazing idea, which was to build a fallen tree trunk. What an incredible idea, man. I can hardly believe it, but we are actually done. We built all of this just to have a place for the enchanting table. But my word is my word, and I said that we'd make everything immersive, so I did. Besides, we also made a beautiful memorial for Pause with another book in memory of her. And now that everything is over with, we can finally look for diamonds. But let's quickly build a little campfire up here. Okay, we're done. And now we can start searching for diamantos. This is not good. Out of all places, we ended up in a deep dark. Well, at least we don't have anything that can spawn down here except for the warden. For some reason from now on, every time that I found diamonds, I did a little diamond dance. Okay, 4 is exactly what we need because I have another diamond at home that I found in a chest. To make going up and down easier, let's put down some stairs on the ground. Let's add the missing piece. Perfect. Oh, right, we need lapis. Well, good that I know where to find it. Okay, now please be fortune 3. Yo, chat, we drippin'. Now it's time we beat the dragon. I believe we're ready. Let's just enchant ourselves to the max before we go. And as you can see, we ran out of levels. But that's no problem because there is plenty of skulk to mine for XP. Oh, dude, we just found an ancient city. We can get some really good loot from it. Okay, so I'm going to add some brightness and contrast to the scene. So my hotbar and some other stuff will look like it's pasted on my screen because otherwise it would look like this. I just added a little mask. But my POV in here looks like this. So it's super dark and you won't be able to see anything properly. So my experience was a lot scarier. There are 2 ways to neutralize a warden spawner. One is by just mining the thing. However, if there are others nearby, they will go off by the sound. The second way and safest way with 100% success rate is by just grabbing some wool from the city itself and putting it around the shrieker. Now we can open all the chests without risking a heart attack. Alright, let's loot some chests. a name tag. No way, we finally found a saddle, dude. What's this? Oh no. We got protection 4 on the chest plate, but this enchanting table does not want to give us any other protection 4s. It only gives us 3 even though they are level 30 enchants. Let's go with efficiency 4 on the axe. And lastly, I'ma just risk it. Protection 3, alright. Thanks for the trash. Before we go, let's make some gaps. And let's also finally grab our beautiful spot. Oh man, you've been waiting for me, haven't you? Okay guys, we've been looking all day and I cannot find Hooves. I think he just went on his own adventure and there's no one that can stop him. Well, I guess it's time we finally went to the Nether for some blaze rods so we can beat the dragon with them. Let's build a portal right here, and now we can finally enter another world. Let's go heal our pickaxe first. But before that, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Wait, it's me. I'm the sponsor, please don't skip. So guys, I have some big dreams. One of which is obvious, it is YouTube, but next to that, I am trying to become a writer and I will finally publish my novel soon. On the day of this video's release, so right now, the Kickstarter campaign will start for a duration of 24 days. Please, even if you can't help yourself, share it with people you know that read books or would be interested in this. It's in the fantasy genre and trust me, I put a lot of time into this and I really believe it will be a good story. I am super passionate about it and I will release it this year as a web novel, but it's just so expensive to produce. It would mean the world to me to get El Moria out for the world to read, so if you can, please help me out. Anyways, let's go back to the Netherlands. And we're finally in and already under attack. Peek our head out here. Let's bridge across. I'm just really scared that we'll get sniped by a blaze. Those things can see you from miles away. Oh, wait. I swear I saw one over here just now. Oh, wait a minute. I found you. He really tried being sneaky. I'm trying to make my way to the spawners, but they just won't let me. Here's another one guarding the spawners. Oh, he fell down. One less guy. Let's just snipe him once, twice, 3 times the charm. Of course, he didn't drop anything. Well, at least we have access to the... Never mind, never mind, never mind. I'm just gonna block you off. Oh boy, he outsmarted me. Let's go up, up, up. Who's got the high ground now? He jumped at me, what the? I'm just making a run for it. Did that skeleton just fall from the sky? Dude, this place is a battlefield. Okay, finally, we're blocking this off and let's build a small wall for shelter from the fire. All right, let's go in. We got everything we need. Let's skedaddle out of here. Let's brew some slow falling potions because I would rather not be launched to my death by the dragon. We're also going to increase their duration. And now the last thing we need before we go is ender balls. Alright guys, we grabbed food, we got the pearls, we got the rods, and we got our trusty horse Spot. Let's actually begin this journey to the end at last. Can't believe it, but we actually reached the border of the generated world. From now on, it's just ocean, it seems. We're going to have to leave Spot behind because it's going to be hard for him to travel across this ocean. But don't worry, Spot, I'll be okay and I will be back. See you later, buddy. finally the pearl turned around. We've probably traveled something like 10,000 blocks or maybe even more. Our map is totally ruined as well. There's a massive line on it now. But let's just dig down here already. And here is where we ran into some problems. The first problem was that finding the portal took like a solid hour. But that was far from the biggest issue. First of all, look at this insane hallway leading to the portal. It's so cool. Anyways, we first swapped our shaders to Euphoria patches because the shader adds some insane things into the end. You'll see it in a minute. But the biggest problem was... Let's go. What the heck? Huh? The end. It didn't work. We spent an hour on stream trying to figure out why it wasn't working. I restarted Minecraft, removed the shaders, none of it worked. In the end, we went as far as literally turning cheats on and we tried teleporting to the end, but guess what? The end doesn't even exist, bro. Who could have possibly guessed? The end literally was non-existent in my world. The command didn't recognize the dimension. It only knew the overworld and the nether. We tried so many things and none of them worked. But after 1.5 hours of figuring things out, I fixed it. Your Minecraft world has a level.data file. In this file are lots of things, including your dimensions. Since the level.data file is a special type of file, I had to open it with NBT Explorer. And guess what? The end was literally not in it. No wonder it didn't work. The end dimension just completely didn't exist in the file. So I copied the end dimension over from another world with the same seed, and now it finally worked. Oh my goodness. Finally. That was so frustrating, man. We're finally doing this. You shall be defeated, dragon. Oh, what the heck? He just flew into me. Wait. Huh? Guys, there are 2 dragons. There are 2 dragons. Something must have gone wrong when we were editing the files of the end. Oh boy, this is epic. They're battling each other. He's super low. Oh, yes, here it comes. Whoa! What? That was so epic. I don't know where the second dragon went, by the way. He gone. Let's mine these so we can grab the egg. Man, this had to be one of the coolest Ender Dragon boss battle sequences ever. Let's get moving already to the gateway that spawned after that supernova. And now only God knows when we will find a city with a boat. Finally, it is a boat too. This took so long. Look at our map. Look at this. Well, let's go and raid it. Alright, it's finally time to go home. Man, this world is just so beautiful. Whee! After this, we went to get our trusty steed so he could come back home with us, and now there was nothing left to do for us other than grinding some of the materials. Now mind you, this was quite a long and very uninteresting segment, but we did have some fun on the streams. Anyways, as you can see, we're in this cave. The reason is that we were trying to find a slime chunk, but we failed. The reason we were looking for slime is for a moss farm, but we found a lush cave instead, so win-win I guess? However, later we did find slime, and thus we were able to make the farm, which sped up a lot of the work. We first put down the farm on a nice open area that was spacious enough for it, but then not breaking my promise came and we had to build its exterior so it would be immersive. So what better than a medieval mossy house? I began by building a side door and also a front door. This side door will be a little useful later, but honestly it's mostly aesthetics. Also, again, I have no idea why, but my walls and fences became weird different variants. They're all just stone variants, but the replay refuses to render them properly. I'll show you the proper result in the end, so don't worry. I built a window on the right side and I started on the second floor with a different color palette. I used birchwood with spruce logs. We made our roof out of moss and then moved on for a brief moment to the side to continue the wall wrapping the farm, and you can see the house catching on fire, and this happened a couple of times and it was quite annoying. It's because the lava somehow found a way to spark fire onto the wood and moss, even though I entirely packed it in. So later we just decided to turn off fire take so this would not happen again. It's just a setting for the world that I really don't like. Then we made the third floor, but I went absolutely overkill with the third floor and its roof, and viewers quickly pointed out that it was as high as the Sky Island. So we broke it down and made the roof flat for now. I put a cobblestone outline of where the wall would go and then filled in the missing pieces. We then began on the back door and the wall next to it. For the last wall, I left an opening and I decorated the other side of the wall. The reason why I left the opening is because I wanted a working station outside too. This way I don't have to go in my basement every time I went to cut or craft something. For a change, I decided to make a part of the top wall out of stone and I really love the look. Then it was time for a second attempt at the roof. I made a less tall pointy roof and put some stripes of spruce to really contrast the stages of the curve. I first went all the way to the front, but it seemed like the roof wasn't symmetrical, so we got rid of it and began on the second arching roof to the side. This roof was more round and it gives the feel of a barn or some sort of greenhouse, which sets the perfect mood for a moss farm. And then all that was left to do is copy the exact same design on the other side, but the other side was a little longer, so it did need some modification. And there you have it. I put some vegetation on top of there with just bone meal. I honestly believe it looks absolutely beautiful, and especially the bushes make it look even more overgrown. And now I think it's finally time to collect all of the items for the mega castle. There are some items that are a little harder to collect, such as honey for waxed copper, but I think we'll be fine. That work finished. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but it's finally time to build the castle. My original plan was to finish this before the end of December, but we're near the end of January, so I won't spend any more time yapping and show it to you already. I am recording this after building it, by the way, and I have recorded the entire thing in a single replay recording. So enjoy 9 hours of building condensed into a single shot. is so cool. Man, that adds so much aura. At last, we are actually done. It is so cool. It has such an insane aesthetic. First of all, whenever I wake up, I'm just gonna step outside and the first thing in the corner is just going to be that. That is such a vibe, dude. This is what it looks like from afar. So I feel like no matter where we go in the world, we can go as far as we want. It's going to stick out so much. It is so tall. It's on top of a mountain. And this is also the perfect shot because the name of the castle, which actually isn't really a castle, is Moonlit Sanctuary. So it's actually more a place of peace and prosperity rather than an actual castle. The person who came up with the name was Antek, and many other names and ideas came from other viewers that were watching my streams. During one of the streams, it was his birthday, and during another stream, someone called Amelia passed college. So we included them into the world, and look at the view they have. Isn't that super cool? I'm going to try to include you guys more into the videos, so if I see a very nice comment or if I see fan art or whatever, I will put it in somewhere. Alright, I'll figure it out. And staying faithful to my rules and my promises, I made a path that leads right to the entrance of the castle or sanctuary. The path is very easy to climb. It's actually super nice. We made this a little bridge that goes up, which also looks very awesome. And there is something special at the entrance. So you might be wondering how to get into the sanctuary. Well, it is actually very simple. All you need to do is swamp your armor, and now you just climb these ladders and you can go up the bubble elevator. This will bring you right to the bridge and you can step inside the sanctuary, or you can just take in the mesmerizing view. Just look at this place. This looks absolutely stunning. If you want to make this redstone design as well, it is very simple. I'll link it in the description. It is not my design, obviously. I'm not that smart. I did not go lazy with this build either. It is fully designed, so the interior isn't just plain. The only part that isn't really decorated is the basement. We have some goats in here. But I did clean up the entire inside. It's mob proof. It is completely flat. I spent a lot of time doing this. It is honestly quite spacious, so we can do some interesting stuff in here as well. Maybe some farm, maybe something else. I also made this hallway decorated, so I definitely did not go lazy with this build. But yeah, make sure to explore this build yourself by getting my world download. I'm just kidding. There's obviously no pressure, but truly, I do appreciate everyone that supports me over there. It really helps a lot. Truly. Thank you. Well, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. I'm just going to move on to the next episode, and I really hope that this restart was worthwhile. This is Gary. He used to live in this village, but unfortunately his people abandoned it here. And you can't really blame them because look at what we got and look at what they got. So today we're going to give their village a complete makeover and build the coziest, the cutest, and the jolliest village they have ever seen. Now when I say makeover, I mean obliterating everything to the ground and rebuilding it from scratch. So let's grab our trusty tools and put them to work. Well, that's officially the first task done out of the 1000 others. We've gotten rid of the old homes, but the terrain is very broken for some reason. So before we start planning the structure of the new village, we need to patch up all of the holes. We mined some dirt as naturally as possible and then got to work again. Alright, we are finally done preparing the land for the new village, so we can scratch them off the objectives board, and now we can quickly tackle the next task, which is adding an outline of the new village with the walls. Also, we had the same issue in the previous video where fences and walls became all sorts of random variations in the replay recordings. I found out that the problem is caused by the diagonal fences and diagonal walls mod, so I might consider uninstalling these mods because this is starting to really bother me. I mean, look at this, it really does not look good. Anyways, now we can finally mark the beginning of a new cliffside community by building the first building. To prevent a chaos of buildings scattered around everywhere, we're going to create the layout of the village. But there was one building I already knew the perfect location for. Right here besides the hillside meadow, there is an elevation. This place seems like it would catch a lot of wind, so what's better than a windmill? We began by building a big rock to have the windmill stand on top of it, but since we were winging it, the rock didn't look as pretty as I wanted it to be. So we decided to design the windmill first and then build it into the world. Instead of having the windmill rely on just a rock to carry it, we also built a balcony right at the ground floor, and then we started the base of the windmill itself and chose a mix of stone and mossy stone variants to give a sense of life and history. For the second floor, we used white terracotta with little flower pots in front of the windows, and for the third floor, we put a triangular roof with, of course, the sails to catch the wind. Dude, this looks so good. It's just as the way I want the whole village to look. Okay, now let's move on because we have much that awaits. We went back to the objectives board to see what's next. We're going to make a guide for where we'll build all of the different homes, shops, and other buildings. We marked the locations with a simple block and a sign, and here are the building ideas we came up with on stream. A gatehouse, a welcome traveler board with a map of the village, a marketplace, a cat cafe, I'm going to love this one, a water wheel, a bakery, a lumberjack, a blacksmith, an attire shop, an archery, an inn, and a bunch more stuff that I somehow missed in the edit, but take a look at this beautiful MS Paint map. There is only one issue with this map, its size. You'll see what I mean with the next build, so let's just move on to that. Before beginning collecting all the items, I spent some time clearing the area for the marketplace. Now as you can see, the area that we're clearing is quite big, and this is the reason why I said the map that we created was totally off scale. But let's just get started with building the marketplace and we'll see what we do with the space later. We need a ton of materials for this marketplace, believe it or not, and one of the materials we need a load of is wood, spruce wood to be precise. And as you can see, our storage is running low. So for me, this is the perfect opportunity to show you how I usually get my spruce. And this is the best way, you can't tell me otherwise. You tower up with some dirt and you put your saplings on top of it. Then you obviously bone meal it, and now you can just mine into it like a staircase to go to the top. And when you reach the top, don't go down just yet, just place some more dirt and keep on growing trees. And just keep going up and up until you think that you have enough wood. And then all that's left to do is just go down. Now the next mega amount of items we need is wool, and this is gonna be problematic. I think there's something wrong with my texture pack. What's going on? Oh boy, there's no text at all. Oh, my game crashed. Alright, there we go. We're back. So the reason wool is problematic is because it is super expensive to make certain stuff. For example, look at this banner. It cost me 6 wool just for one. It's ridiculous. So we're just going to grab a few fences and we're gonna put them down like this. There we go. I hope the cows won't mind me lending their food. And now what we're gonna do is look for some sheep. Oh, hello there. But we're not going to just look for any sheep. If we go up here, and this is a place only people who tuned into my early streams will know, we will find the first sheep that we used for wool in this world. His name is Shep. Wait, there's wolves down here. I'm pretty sure they're stuck. Okay, hold on. We're gonna take Shep and now let's go down here. Okay, that's one. Now I need the other one. Come on. There we go. Shep, I'll come back for you, Shep. Don't you guys think that you're gonna be my pets? There's nothing that can replace paws. But don't worry, I'll find you two an owner. For now, just warm up over here. That must have been cold down there. Alright, Shep, let's go. And he's officially the first sheep of the farm. Okay, I spent an entire day in this forest and I couldn't find a single sheep. So tomorrow we'll explore the south with Spot. Alright, on we go. We found 2 sheep not so far away from our base actually. You two are going somewhere far better. Now that they're here, I'm going to end this search for sheep and just breed them. And until we have more wool, we have plenty of other items to craft. Guys, I have some news to share with you. Shep has officially made a baby, and he's already a big boy. We almost have all the items for the marketplace, but obviously we're still lacking the wool. So we're gonna go on an adventure again with Spot to just find some wild sheep to shear. It seems we have a herd right here. Since we're close to the jungle, let's also grab some jungle wood and some saplings. Oh, wow. Oh man, look at this view. Do you see that over there? That spike you see in the middle is the castle. Man, I said it in the last video. We can see the Moonlit Sanctuary from literally everywhere in the world. It is so beautiful. I somehow forgot we could literally make a string duper, and if stream chat hadn't reminded me, I would have never thought of it. I believe the windmill is the perfect location to build it, so we're going to clear out the basement for some space. Building a string duper is actually one of the easiest things to do. I would even argue that it's one of the easiest farms out there. And now all we need to do is mine the string and flick the lever, and there we go. While waiting for the string to dupe, we also decorated the basement, and finally our wool problem is solved. However, before crafting all the wool items, there is one last task we need to finish, and that is finding a sunflower so we have an infinite source of yellow dye. There it is, finally. Okay, we can actually get started on this marketplace. Oh, there's powdered snow here. Come on, Spot, you can get out of here. Oh, did I hit you? I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I keep hitting him. Please, I can't break that block. Spot, come here. Come on, Spot. No, Spots. No. Oh, dude. Oh, dude, he's so low. Spot, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad person. He almost died. He was on 2 hearts, dude. I'm so sorry, Spot. I had nothing to heal him with either. But this is the last time I'm leaving on a journey without food on me. Wait, you guys are telling me I can feed him gapples? Take him all, Spot. Oh my god, if I knew. I will not lose you as well. That is not happening. We need to free these guys before going home. I can't believe these monsters imprison such cute creatures. Let's go, buddies. You're a bit of a clumsy one, aren't you? I'm bringing you somewhere much better. You two need name tags now. It's a good thing we can craft name tags. Let's call one Tinkerbell and the other Pixie. Now that we have yellow dye, it's just a couple of items I need to craft before building the marketplace, so I'll be right back. And now we can build this marketplace with 2 helping hands. Oh, never mind. It seems that I've made an error. Okay, there's one last journey we need to go on, and that is to get cacti so we have green wool, or better said, green dye. And I hope that on that journey we find some tulips because we need those as well. Built this little cacti farm underneath the moss farm, but obviously it is not that fast. I'm just gonna let this run while we look for more cacti in the world. Dude, look at this crazy sandstorm going on over here. The weather was perfect until I started looking for cacti. Anyway. Looks like we have a village just down this hill. Wait, hold up. Is that a camel? Or is it a llama? I can't even tell from here. We gotta take a closer inspection. Hello, Sir Iron Golem. Hey guys, what's up? Just passing through. No way, they actually have a camel. That's wild. Also, what is going on with my FPS right now? Finally made it home. Look at that donkey just taking in the view up there. Okay, I put my stuff away and I'm actually going to go and grab that donkey. I'm pretty sure Spot would appreciate a friend. Hello, donkey lady. How you doing up here? Hello, Spot. I brought you a friend finally. Now you're not alone all the time. All right, you guys just get to know each other. Unfortunately, on our journey, since we went to some deserts, we didn't find any tulips. However, after taking a look at the map, we found this flower forest that is just straight to the west. But before that journey, we walked into the forest to find some chickens. You're not a chicken, are you? After a short period of looking, I found one, and not too long after, I found a second one. They had a baby, and now they live in the local lake. They're actually ducks, not chickens. But now let's go grab these tulips so we can get started with the marketplace. Oh, look at this lovely village right next to the flower forest. Now that we have all the materials, we can start putting down this marketplace. For now, we're just going to put down the stands, and later when we are done with the structure of the entire village, I am planning on putting something right in the middle, but I won't spoil it just yet. Are all standing in place. Did you get the little word joke I did there? But some shops have armor stands that we haven't put down yet, so let's do that as well. This is the final shop's name. And there we go, we're done. It's obviously still very bland, but I love how detailed the stands are. Anyway, we'll come back to this place later on in the video. There is something that we need to do before moving on to the next building. We've seen quite a few zombie villagers, and if we want them to stay here, then we need to make them a temporary home. Somewhere where we can heal them and somewhere where they can sleep. So I had the idea of building a refugee camp right here next to the village, or what's about to be the village. It's just going to be a tent with some beds where they can temporarily stay until all of their homes are finished. And there we go. It's nothing too fancy, but I think it's alright. Like I said, it's temporary, so we will break this down after the village is done. Anyways, now we can finally move on to the next building, and guess what it's going to be? It's going to be the cat cafe. I honestly have been waiting to build this. I'm really curious how I'm going to pull this off. For the build itself, it's just going to look like a regular cafe, but obviously in a medieval style. But on the inside, we're just going to have a lot of cats. I also thought I was the first person to do this idea, but my chat told me that someone in Hermitcraft has already done it, so I'm the second person to do it then. We're going to start with a rough outline of the ground floor. I hope this size is good to work with. The upper floors will have more space. Let's quickly grab a variety of stone blocks. We're going to build a placeholder wall and then replace it with texture. We're gonna have a balcony wrapping the front, so even though I don't have a clue on how to do this yet, we're putting down the general idea. Now let's properly texture these walls. We need to figure out a way to support this balcony realistically. Old medieval buildings usually had stone bases, with the second floor being made out of a lighter material like wood and clay. The clay is those white walls you always see. They also had the tendency to have the upper floor stick out a little, and they supported it with these little wooden support beams, which I tried mimicking here. We then got to working on the second floor, and I immediately began detailing everything. Also, these fences are spruce, not crimson. It's the diagonal fences mod messing up again. And just a heads up, it's going to continue to happen throughout the video because I can't delete the mod without losing access to all the replay recordings. Anyways, you can see all the small windows I put down, and even though we're not done detailing, it already looks really cute. We detailed the floor a little more with some pots, plants, and other greenery, and then moved on to cutting out the rest of the windows at the back and detailing those. I tried to come up with as many different window designs as I could. Then we quickly put down the ceiling of the second floor, and we began began working on the final floor. That's right, this cafe has 3 floors, the top floor being the place where the owner will live, obviously. I'm not joking when I say that everything will be immersive. We first cut out the windows. I especially like this one, it reminds me of Kirby. Then we put down a railing at the balcony because I thought about it, and then we started detailing the windows from the outside. To build the roof, we first descended into the mines and obtained some more deep slate. We built the skeleton of the roof and then put in the tiles. It consists mostly out of blackstone because I love the soft but dark texture, but just to have some extra details, I put in a couple of deep slate blocks. I really like how it turned out. It has a smooth curve to it that makes it look all the more cozy. We built a little chimney and finished the sides of the roof with, of course, more windows. We spent some time hanging vines around the exterior, and now it's time we put the focus on the interior. This is no joke, guys, we have an incredible amount of space to work with. I took some inspiration from my recent trip to Japan and made this room look as homely as possible. I surrounded the bed with some thin walls for extra privacy and coziness, and then moved on to the living area where we put down a small table surrounded with floor chairs. Now it was time for the ground floor. We built a bookshelf under the staircase and put the counter adjacent from it. At the counter, we made a sink and some extra shelves on the wall for storage. Then we began on the second floor and made the first table, which has a built-in grill, which was also inspired by my trip to Japan. Behind it, I built another table, which has a couch instead of chairs. Also, an important note, while building the cafe, we found 2 zombie villagers and now have slowly grown the community. Oh, and this happened too. I will show you the final result in a second, but to do that, we need some cats. And we need a lot of them. Like, a lot of them. We need a lot of them. This is where you cue the music. Currently naming all the cats and putting them in their place, and this one is called Viper because in the streams I asked for name ideas, and for this build Viper's idea made the cut, so now Viper himself is part of this build and the lore of this build. Alright, we're finally done building this cafe. I'd give you a tour, but I kinda want to do that at the grand opening of the village when we also show the villagers their new homes. So you might have realized that we only have 1 building finished of an entire village, 2 if you count the windmill, which is not a home, but there is a specific reason to why it took so long. We built it entirely in survival. No schematic, no pre-planning, no nothing. And while I personally enjoy this way of building the most, if I want to publish videos, I need a faster way of doing it. So this brings us to the creative world. Here we'll design the remaining builds so we can construct them in the village. So let's fire up a live stream and get building. While I'm in the back idly building, I'm going to invite you over to my Patreon. If you're enjoying the content, please check it out too. For just $3.99 a month, you get exclusive content and early access to new videos. But for $9.99 a month, you get the real treasure. You gain access to all of my world downloads and also a massive library of over 120 schematics. Over 20 buildings from mega castles, village houses, and market stalls to over 35 window designs, over 40 decor assets, over 30 furniture pieces, and more things such as trees and special stuff. This library is only going to grow as we advance in this world. It's the best way to support me, and it brings me that extra step closer to making this into a livable career. I truly appreciate all of my Patreon members. You guys are legends. Alright, we built all of the remaining buildings faster than what it took us to build the cat cafe, but it was all worth it because the cat cafe was a good blueprint of parts I reused in other buildings. That is why they all have the same vibe to them, but they are still uniquely designed. But we of course need to build them for you to see them, since I probably blurred it in the edit for more tension. But like every every building session, there is an item collection session that follows before. I've always wanted to try one of those 12-hour challenges you see all over YouTube, so we'll speedrun this item collection like our lives depend on it. Let's go! Want to thank all of you for the support on the last video. The amount of times your comments made me smile is just so awesome. This community is continually growing and it's my drive to keep making these videos. I'm going to do my best to up the pace of my upload schedule, and together we'll journey through this world with fresh new ideas. We are finally done. We got all the materials dumped in these chests behind me. Unfortunately, we failed the 12-hour challenge. I only went over it by 58 minutes. But honestly, I still think I did good. Anyways, I think it's finally time we put down these shops and houses so we can slowly move in the villagers. Some custom trees which will really enhance the look of the village. These trees look really good, trust me on that. I did have a little bit of trouble while building them, but eventually I got the hang of it. After the trees, there will be one great build in the center of the village. I first was planning on a larger tree, but soon I thought of something far more lore and history focused. If immersive is what we're aiming for, this hits all the checkboxes. To match the vibe of the village, we're also going to update the roof of the cat cafe. This looks so cool. I call it the statue of the Sword of Time. There's still two things missing from it though. One of which is actually really easy to make. Give me 1 second. We put this end rod upside down and then a white candle on top. And there you have it, the Sword of Time. And now the last thing missing from this entire build is something that we need to beat a 3-headed monster for. I think you all get the drill. We need 3 more of these things because I can't pick this one up. It's not my property. We're out of here. Let's summon the wither, baby. What? 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 Oh! Okay, you know what? This is cool. This is cool. Let's run it. Baby! After that fierce battle, we returned home and grew some foliage around the plain fields within the village. We then healed some new villagers and grew the community because some accident happened to the old villagers. And before we wrap up this video by naming all the villagers and putting them in their respective locations, there is something I must be transparent about. This battle you just witnessed was from an alternative timeline. See, before the fight, some things happened. My world, it wasn't the same. We were going to the end because I didn't want to fight the Wither in the overworld. On the surface, it would destroy everything, and in tunnels underground, it would be dangerous and lame. But while I flew to the end, my PC crashed. I rebooted my PC and fired up the livestream again. I loaded my world and things were different. Some things reset as though they never happened. My world wasn't properly loading chunks and everything was just laggy and slow. My achievements got reset and there was just something iffy about my game. Despite all of that, we went into the end and summoned it, the three-headed beast. But then it came. The Lost Dragon. See, for those who haven't seen my previous video, we already experienced some wacky stuff when going to the end. After fixing it, we fought 2 dragons, but in the end, 1 dragon was desecrated, straight up sent into the gulag. That was the dragon who suddenly showed up again. Just like last time, I thought this was really cool and advanced into the battlefield, but I wish the dragon was the last glitch in this realm. When fighting the Wither, my game suddenly... I'll just show you. What the heck happened? What happened? What happened? I'm recording. Oh, I didn't. Wait, did I? Are you joking? Are you joking? What the heck just happened? For a total of 15 seconds, my game was frozen, and in the end, I got served a death screen. I was devastated. The world I spent so long building, spending 2 months into the previous video and 3 months into this one, I felt robbed. This was unfair, and no one could have prevented this. So I contemplated. We talked with chat and then pulled it. In the end, we decided to rerun from a backup that puts us 3 hours back. Before the battle, before the Wither headhunt, but most importantly, before the crash. Now, how I feel about all of this, I'm sad. I'm scared people will hate me for rerunning the old save file, and to be honest, I was really unsure whether I should even tell you this in the first place. My chat at my back saying it was a secret, but to be honest, I've been transparent from the start, so I want to be transparent now too. Almost every second in this world was streamed here on YouTube and on Twitch. I believe this was the best way to take you with me on this journey, and I really hope that we can continue it too. Make sure to let me know what you're thinking in the comment section, and for now, let's just move on. Now there is one final block missing in the village. Let's dive into its designated place, and boom. We're officially finished. Man, I can't believe it. We still need to charge this beacon, so let's quickly go and grab something. We have 1 singular emerald left, so I think it will be nice to use it for a good purpose. Okay, unfortunately we can't get regeneration because the beacon isn't strong enough. Instead, we're just going to select speed. This is going to help us a lot while walking around here. Now, normally we'd be done by now. However, there's one final thing we need to do. Before we started the project, everyone watching the streams did a guess of which day it would be when we finished this project. And the person who guessed the closest to 1024 was Naui. But on top of that, many viewers came up with the ideas for what we're going to build and some of the names of these locations. So in honor of you guys, I'm going to go around and put you into this world. Broken Vault, I called you a vault fixer. SolarKit was always asking me if I built the bakery because he came up with the name that I liked. But to be honest, I kind of like Jay's idea more, which was Moon Muffin. So we're gonna call one of the people in here Jay. But SolarKit, I'm gonna name you as well, don't worry. This guy's called Lodorius because this building was actually put together by a buddy of mine, Ludo. Here we got Jay, SolarKit, Nani, and now we got Moy, which is Nani's dog, Valentin, Gojo, Jacopo, Bri, Sovereign, Blako, Fahim. Then we got Dravilius. By the way, I'm sorry if I destroyed the spelling of your name. I'm just doing this by memory. And then of course, lastly, we got Zeus. You know what? Actually, that's better. And that's about it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this second episode, and hopefully until the next one. Today's journey begins with marking the spot for this tree with an X. You know what they say? X marks the spot. And in our case, the spot is the farm we'll build underground. Before I show you how we'll build it underground, we first have to craft the redstone components and the blocks we need for it. The bone meal farm uses a lot of white concrete. Luckily, we have lots of sand and gravel and of course, white dye. I could really use a concrete converter. Sven became a monster, so now we gotta sit here and wait for him to heal. There are 2 items that we need to go on a big journey for, and with a big journey I actually mean 2 big journeys. So for the first item we're going to go to a stony peaks because there's a lot of iron there, and the first item is going to be hoppers. We need like a ton of hoppers, and I don't have an iron farm because I find it a little cruel, so we're gonna spend a good chunk of our day there and then we'll be right back. I think we got quite some iron, but we can definitely make some room for more. Alright, I think it's time to go home. Guys, something incredible happened. I was on my way home and fighting some monsters until I saw this cat walking around here. Now, for those that haven't seen the first episode, this location is exactly where I lost my cat that looks just like her right there. It has to be Paz. It has to be her. I chased her around for a while, but then I decided to just leave her and go to a nearby river to get some fish. After getting the fish, I chased her around again and I managed to feed her and tame her. I don't know what happened in the lore, but someone needs to break this down for me. This is insane. Okay, we put Spot next to Pause. You guys catch up, you know, it's been a while. And Sven is here too. He's completely healed. Dude, it's a good day. Just for some extra protection, I'm gonna put down another golem here. And now we gotta get back to work. So as you can see, we need sticky pistons and 93 of them. That's the second big journey that I was talking about. But maybe we don't have to go on a big journey because nearby there is a cave that has a slime chunk. However, I didn't make any farms there and it just is not reliable. So we're just gonna check if we're gonna get anything here. We got some diamonds. All right, this is the chunk. I built a wall around it. As you can see, there's more regular mobs than slime. Okay, we're gonna walk away and then come back. Yeah, there's just nothing. Well, I think it's time we found a swamp in this world. I think that there in the distance is a mangrove swamp. Yeah, it's the same mangrove swamp that we were flying over when our game crashed and everything went to doom. Dude, there are these little structures in the swamp and they have these chests with some loot. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this looks like it's gonna summon a boss or something. Am I about to fight a frog boss? What is this place? Okay, we're just gonna make a strategic bridge here. Okay, what's in this chest? Oh goodness, that's just a little scary. I feel like I'm gonna trigger a trap or something. Oh, look at this one. This one has a diamond. And we found our first slime, baby. Apparently, it's like super rare to find slime in a mangrove swamp. So even though we found one, it's likely not gonna happen again anytime soon. So it's probably best that we looked for an actual swamp instead of a mangrove one. Wait, that's a magenta sheep. I know pink and that is not pink. Is that a thing? Can it happen? Is that rarer than pink? That is so weird. This is actually the first time I saw this. Oh, there is no way we found a mansion. And there is no way we're not gonna try to loot it. Oh my, and there is no way we just found an evoker. Let's go, dude. This is the first totem of the world. It's already been over 1,000 days, but better safe than sorry. We are going to be a little careful, so I have this little strategy where you put down blocks on top of the carpet and you're automatically 2 blocks up and mobs can't hit you. I think the evoker that we killed was the only one in this mansion. I don't know if this is correct, but I assume that they can only spawn on the 3rd floor, and the 3rd floor was like 1 or 2 rooms, so yeah, it was quite small. But that's okay, this totem will probably last us a while. And the hunt for a swamp continues. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was about to give up looking in this direction because I am like 20,000 blocks into this direction, but then I found the swamp. It's literally right next to me. Well, let's go hunt for some slimy slimes. Alright guys, we have more than enough slime. I also went ahead and bred some frogs for some tadpoles because I just want frogs in my base. Let's just collect a couple more sugarcane so we can make more rockets, and then we're getting out of here. Anyways, we got the most difficult items that we needed, so I'm quickly going to grab the little items that we need for this farm. But before we get to building this farm underground, I have a major request from you. Please subscribe. These videos really take a lot of effort to make, so I would really appreciate if you just subscribed. And also, something super unacceptable happened. Ludo passed me on subscribers. I'm honestly kind of disappointed in you guys. So please, even though he hit 50k before me, I want to hit 100k before him, so I can say it into his face and laugh at him. Yo, Ludo.
Yo, what's happening, gang?
You're a loser. But jokes aside, Ludo and I actually agreed on a race and a punishment for the loser. So if I were to hit 100k subscribers before him, one of you guys is going to get 100 bucks and I get to build something in Ludo's world. But if Ludo hits 100k before me, then one of his viewers gets 100 bucks and he gets to build something in my world. Anyway, now let's continue working on the next stage. We are in stage 2 of this build. We're getting close to building the farm, but we're not there yet. Before we do that, we need to return to the X mark. Here we are. We're going to dig straight down and actually put a beacon down at the bottom. We have to get rid of a lot of stone down here because we obviously need space for the farm. Unfortunately, we have an insufficient amount of iron, so we need to return to the stony peaks. This pink that you're seeing has to go away. We're gonna start digging, and this is going to take a while because I'm doing everything by hand. You're joking. we actually ran out of diamonds because of the amount of diamond pickaxes I've healed and crafted. So just shortly, we're going to do some cave diving for some diamonds. Look at this, we found our first batch here. Okay, we got some more up here, but it's right above lava. This should last a little longer. We're just farming a little bit more XP to get the right enchantments. And if we combine these two pickaxes, we get efficiency 5. We need to heal this helmet, but I only have 5 diamonds to spare, so we're gonna wait for it. We mined out the entire perimeter, finally. These are all chests full of stone. There's only like 2 double chests full of ores and other stuff, but the rest is just stone and cobblestone. But let's not waste any more time and let's get started with this farm. Dude, I'm actually so gassed right now. I hope you guys are too. Stage 3. I forgot to say that before building the farm. Now that we dug out this perimeter, we're going to build the farm inside of it. Just ignore that half of it is already built. But this farm that I'm standing on is actually 2 farms connected to each other. The one that we're standing on top of right now is the tree farm, and the one you see behind me is a bone meal farm that is going to feed into this tree farm. So the farm is actually self-sustained, and we're also going to have a load of access bone meal to use in whatever other things I need it for. But as we progress, our list of tasks only has gotten longer. So to make it easier, we're going to move to the task board. Task number 1 is getting the bone meal farm to work. That's right, we actually finished it, but it doesn't work. Then we're going to collect the items for the big tree we're going to build on top of the farm. But before doing that, we need to complete task 3, in which we will build a frog farm and maybe some other farms. As we all know, I like frogs, so this is going to be interesting. Then at task number 4, we finally get to build the tree. And we're also going to build a root system right underneath it that's going to attempt to hide the farms that we built. But it's also going to make it look a little nicer, obviously. I don't exactly know how this bone meal farm isn't working, but we'll figure things out. First of all, these stone generators are completely broken. There is definitely something wrong with this mechanic right here too. This part is supposed to work like a clock. Oh, no way! We got half the farm to work. Okay, so the first issue was the clock. Okay, we fixed that, but now the other half of the farm isn't working. Okay, as much as I would like to say that I was the mastermind mechanic behind the fix of this farm, I wasn't. Tuvia is actually the person who figured it out on stream. Good job, Tuvia. And with the farm working now, all we need to do is just AFK in a corner and then start the next task. The second task was collecting the items, but to do that we obviously need to know what the items are going to be. So to do that, we're going to build the tree first, and while we do that, I got something else to tell you. You should join my Patreon. If you're enjoying the content, please check it out too. For just $3.99 a month, you get exclusive content and early access to new videos. But for $9.99 a month, you get the real treasure. You gain access to all of my world downloads and also a massive library of over 120 schematics, over 20 buildings from mega castles, village houses, and market stalls to over 35 window designs, over 40 decor assets, over 30 furniture pieces, and more things such as trees and special stuff. This library is only going to grow as we advance in this world. It's the best way to support me, and it brings me that extra step closer to making this into a livable career. I truly appreciate all of my Patreon members. You guys are legends. Over a day of AFKing later, we have 4 rows of chests full of bone meal. That is over 20 double chests. It's insane. But with success comes also failure. For some reason, my farm still wasn't working. After clicking a lot of buttons, I realized that the TNT duper was not working. As you can see, the TNT is just being pushed, but it's not duping. I spent quite a while clicking buttons again, and I even went up there, but I still couldn't figure it out. I checked my creative world and it wasn't even working there. We'll get back to that in the end of the video because we don't need to farm for this video anyway, it's for the next video. Now we can officially start item collecting, but if you paid attention then you know that we need to finish task 3 first, which is building a frog farm, and maybe others. So whipping out our map, we can see that the nearest swamp is going to be the mangrove swamp, and I'm pretty sure that we found some frogs there before. I mean, we even had like the frog base, so I guess we'll just head over there. If you're wondering why I'm not using the frogs that I brought to my base, they despawned, and apparently this is a bug that happens with frogs, so I hope it won't happen again in our farm. I forgot the slime balls and buckets. gotta wait on some white frogs. Of the frog farm is standing in place just so I don't mess up any blocks. Now let's get building. We need to move these guys into the farm. The reason why we needed them to be white is because when they eat magma cubes, which the farm is for, they sploop out purple frog lights, or pearlescent, I guess. Yeah, don't ask me why my world is cursed. Basically, after I built the frog farm, there were regular overworld mobs spawning like creepers and skeletons. And after a while, I realized it's because for some reason the biome was set to plains up there. I ended up uninstalling the amplified nether mod, so this part of the nether is lower than up here. And this puts us in a basalt biome, which we need to be in. So now we will get the actual magma cube spawns that we need instead of skeletons and whatever else. I know it looks cursed, but it is what it is. All we need to do now is remove this farm and rebuild it down there. I also had to tweak the design a little bit because they kept killing the iron golems. Now in my new design, they are attracted to attack the iron golems, but they can't reach them and die because of freezing, because there's powdered snow there. And would you look at that, after an AFK session, we got more than enough. Well, that's officially the first item complete for this giant tree. Now let's move on to the next. Stage 3. Sorry, I just missed doing that. We're still on the same stage. The next item will be white concrete, and to make that we need concrete powder. However, it's like a ridiculous amount of white concrete, so we're going to have to make a gravity duper farm. Unfortunately, we do not have enough slime, so again we need to visit the actual swamp, not the mangrove swamp, and get some slime spawns to make slime blocks. Now we just have to craft a couple more items and then go to the portal room. We're first going to remove the frame of the portal by growing these mushrooms. All we need to do is put down a grass block and then bone meal a mushroom. That was too far away. That was too high. There we go. That's the first edge of the portal gone. Guys, I accidentally got rid of the portal entirely. I'm just kidding. Now we're gonna build the gravity duper. Other than the gravity duper, we also need to build the storage unit on the other side of the portal. This is what's gonna collect all of the sand and other gravity blocks. Yo, dude, I forgot we didn't kill the second dragon. He's going to be such a problem right now. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna go kill it, otherwise it will kill us. For those who haven't seen episode 1 and 2, basically there has been a glitch in my world where I had 2 dragons in the end. You should just watch those videos. All right, now we can continue. We already have some issues. The chunk loader isn't working, but I quickly realized that we used the wrong block. We made a dropper and it should have been a dispenser. Making a dispenser is no problem, but we don't have any redstone, so we gotta look for redstone in our vicinity. There is a cave right behind the portal and it goes into an aquifer, so let's see if we can find any redstone here. And there we go. Now we can make the dispenser and we're going to replace it with the dropper, and now it should work. And it does, it works. Awesome. We got bigger problems now. The gravity duper isn't working. I don't know what I did wrong. I should have built everything correctly. I don't understand. And I just made it 10 times worse. Okay, we broke the entire machine. So maybe it's just because the slime block is connected to the ground. I'm just gonna remove everything under this entire component. And it works. Let's go. Mechanic Prince 2, broken machine 0. I just realized that I didn't turn on the chunk loader and the machine is 100% broken again. It's alright. This should be an easy fix. So there's sand here on the ground. This sand shouldn't be here. Okay, everything is working again. Totally didn't use a schematic for it. Now let's make sure we turn this chunk loader on and let's hop in. There we go. Amazing. It's working. Now all we need to do is just sit and wait here. I know it's sand being duped currently, but that's fine because the leaves of the big tree exist out of 3 blocks. One of them is pearlescent frog lights, the other is white concrete, and the third one is white stained glass. So we'll use the sand for white stained glass, and once we have enough, we'll replace it with white concrete powder. I came home to grab us some white concrete powder, and I saw that our chicken laid an egg, so I threw it and we got a little baby. I think it will be interesting to see how many babies we can get until the end of the video. So whenever I see an egg laying around here, I'm gonna throw it against the wall and see if anything pops out of it. I brought over some white concrete powder, and now the machine is going to do half sand and half powder, and until we have enough, I'm going to AFK somewhere in a corner. All right, we got quite a decent amount. Let's bring all of these over to the overworld. All right, we're gonna build a little tower here because we need to turn all of these into white concrete. I know there's a faster way of doing this with a converter, but I really don't feel like building one right now. After all of that, we only have half of the blocks that we need, so we gotta go back to the end. Alright, we got all the white concrete, and now all that's left for the leaves are the white stained glass. We have some coal in these chests for fuel, and now I can load these shulker boxes into the auto smelter and wait for the glass to get smelted. In the meantime, we got a couple more chickens. I also keep naming them, but I don't know for how long I will do that. I'm running out of ideas. While the sand is smelting into glass, we're going to work on the blocks for the roots and stem. The first item will be mud bricks, so let's go to our mud converter, and we're going to mine mud until we have enough. Ran out of dirt, so this plains biome is going to be our good friend. We're going to need some wheat for the mud bricks, and while doing all of that work, all of our glass has officially smelted. Now we just somehow need to find white dye, and a ton of it. Going to visit the end one last time because we are going to need some end rods, and to craft those we need these little flowers on top of these trays. We also need to shove them into a furnace because then they're going to pop, and now that they're popped we can put them on top of a blaze rod and we get an end rod. We're going to need a lot of these end rods, so we need to move to the nether and get lots of blaze rods. Finally have all of the end rods that we need. Now let's fly over to the spruce forest and grab the final items that we need. Stage 4. Man, stage 3 was so long. We finally made it to the end. We're building the tree. That's what stage 4 is about. As you can see, all of these chests are full of the items that we need for the tree. It's going to be quite big. Why is my skin default? Wait, huh? It is what it is. I'm looking forward to building this, and I hope you are too. In this video, I've shown everything from my own POV, but my PC is running low on storage, so we're going to run a time lapse of the entire build. I hope you like it. The tree is standing in place, and if you remember, there is still one thing not working in here, which is the TNT duper. The moment we fix that, this farm will be running on all 4 wheels and will be entirely done. Alright, Ludo, the guy which we're racing to 100k subs, was actually kind enough to give me his farm design so I can use this TNT duper. I mean, you can already tell that even he wants me to win, so I think it's pretty obvious who you should subscribe to. The only issue with this TNT duper is that it works on a different clock, so we first have to strip everything that is unnecessary in this farm, and now we need to figure out how to connect this TNT duper to our clock instead. Seems like a job for makeover. Let's first separate the TNT duper from its old clock, and this part right here is a TNT duper, and it's actually pretty simple. Now we're going to get rid of the old TNT duper, and now we can drag this one into place. We just need to figure out to send the signal from the scaffolding into this observer. Our redstone clock is on the ground floor, and it's going to send ticks with intervals through all of the scaffolding to the observer up here. Okay, this is not working. If we put the observer like this, it's only going to repeat. Okay, this design might actually work. We're going to get rid of this bottom layer. Its purpose was to push the TNT for other types of trees, especially the long and tall ones, but we'll be fine without it. So this observer is facing up now. If we drag this design over and we put it right underneath the observer that is observing the scaffolding, now it should work. It does. No way. It's a bit too slow with 2 powdered snow. There's no way this is actually the perfect speed. Dude, we figured it out. Okay, so after running some tests, we realized that the dirt is being exploded by the TNT. So we still need to make some tweaks to have that not happen. I think if we just drag this backwards a little bit, matching the exact position of the TNT of this farm, and we just extend this observer line, now it should work as intended. Never mind. We could go a little further. Let's see how that's gonna work. And it officially is out of the blast radius. Yes, now it works. We just have to make sure that the tree still gets blown up. And it does. Oh my goodness, it actually works, dude. We must have made Mumbo Jumbo proud with this. We tested it out on all of the tree types, and we even tried with these giant fungi, and it works with all of them flawlessly. Now we just have to get rid of this TNT duper. We put down the new duper, but I'm really nervous to put down this TNT block. Let's hope for the best. Dude, I'm nervous. Okay, nothing happened. Now we can go down and officially test it. Let's see. Please work. Yes. Yes, it is working. This is awesome. We actually got the TNT duper to properly work, and it works with all the tree types that I'm interested in. The only tree type that I didn't try with is mangrove, but I don't see why it wouldn't work with that one. And let's celebrate with some more chickens. I was planning on surprising you with a bonus stage. However, I ran out of time. I have to upload literally right now. Like literally right now. I'm about to export this video and put it on YouTube. So in the bonus stage, I was going to build a river that came out of this tree's roots and went down this hill like a waterfall into the river below. I'm still planning on doing that because it looks super beautiful and I've already built the schematic for it. But since I can't turn it into a video, I will upload this for free on Patreon as a director's cut video. So you should just go and follow my Patreon even though you're not subscribing to anything. That's alright. But I'm gonna make some cool shots of this tree right now, and then I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. I've survived 1500 days in this world, but after all this time, my XP bar still isn't where I want it to be, and that's just not acceptable anymore. So today I'm building the most insane XP farm anyone has ever seen. But I do need to tell you something. This is my final video in this world, and no, you won't be able to guess why. So I'm thinking right behind this mountain, which the castle is mounted on, we have this massive ocean, perfect for any mob farm because the mob cap will only activate inside the farm itself. But more importantly, I'm thinking we build a massive hand that reaches out of the ocean, and on top of it we'll have a floating monolith, and then all the mobs will rain down into the palm of the hand. That'll be sick. Believe it. Alright, where do we begin? We obviously can't do this without pre-planning. Let's go to a blank canvas. I think it's reasonable to say that I know my way around building in Minecraft, but no matter how good my builds may be, nothing comes close to building something organic. So I spent a few days trying. Eventually, this is so perfect. Now all that was left was the monolith. While it was a bit easier, boy was it hard. I couldn't decide what to do with the top, and after deciding that, I couldn't decide what to do with the texturing. Look at the amount of monoliths in front of me. They all have different textures going on for them. I literally ended up painting the gradient on the monolith by hand, but it was so worth it. Now, where do we start? So this is a list of all the materials we need. If you look closely, you'll notice most of these blocks are stone type blocks, which we can only get in the mines. That's apart from the almost 7,000 white concrete. The rest of the items on the list are far simpler to collect, and their amounts are also reasonable. Well, I have 2 surprises for you guys. Let's get started with the first surprise. Yes, it's not ready yet. We have to perform labor for it. We have everything we need except for slime. We have a shortage of slime. I went on a quick trip to the swamp and try getting the missing slime for your surprise. However, I am confident that Minecraft has secret mechanics that spawn hordes of mobs around slimes, because look at this. Every time. While getting the slime, we also got ourselves an unexpected friend. Kitty. It's Queso's cat. We rescued her from evil witches. Now she lives in our base. She really gets along with... She gets along with... Oh, yeah. Anyways, now that we have all the slime, I can show you my surprise. For me to show it to you, we dug out a designated space in our deep and grand mines. Ta-da! I present you the Mechamole X500. I came up with that name. Now, if everything is right, we can hit this note block and it'll send a signal to the back and the front. TNT is ignited and... Maybe I should have read chat first. It's okay because my mastermind can build this in no time. I mean, after all, I designed it and I created this. It's my mechanical masterpiece. Hey, what's that on the screen? Everything is where it should be. Now, the first official launch of the Mechamole X500. Let's go! It works! I'm a technical genius. That's worthy of a subscription, right? You'd subscribe for that, right? Unfortunately, this technical masterpiece doesn't solve all our problems. Some of these blocks are located in the mountains and others in the Nether, but this will help us find diorite and andesite quickly. Speaking of the mountains, I think it's now time to head to them and cross off calcite from the list. My stream chat told me that using an efficiency 5 pickaxe would instantly mine calcite, so it saved me the hassle of carrying my beacon with me. Look at that massive line of calcite. It's all ours. It turned night quickly, so I headed over to a nearby village. The people there were honestly super warm and welcoming. Oh, you're inviting me in? Yo, what's up, y'all? What's your names? I left the village with my feelings hurt a little. We spent some hours digging through the mountain and got rid of all the calcite. You can slightly see the line of where it used to be. Anyways, listen up guys. All of you have been bugging me, asking me why I don't upgrade to netherite. The reason I never decided to upgrade to netherite is because I really like the look of diamonds. I don't want to walk around looking like an emo, but that'll change today. I actually need netherite. See, in the beginning of this world, we made it so that you can insta-mine deep slate with a netherite pickaxe and haste too. Since we need deep slate and also tough, which is hidden in between deep slate, it is finally time we got ourselves netherite. However, digging mindlessly through netherite seems a bit too boring for my liking. So I know something a lot more fun and just a tad more dangerous. This bastion is a perfect one. It has the most treasure. Deep down these hoglin and brute-filled levels, there are mountains of gold and also one very fortunate chest. It almost always contains a piece of netherite. I was brave enough to come to a bastion as a Minecraft hardcore YouTuber, so please cut me some slack for my lack of bravery here. Slowly we descended level by level. Every time I went down, I built myself a safety tower because the place was a haunt for brutes and crossbow piglins. Can I hit him through that? Yo, what is going on? They're just doing it on purpose now. It may have been a sad raid on the bastion, but what's important is that I made it to the chest. Oh my days, you can get netherite ingots? I was expecting scraps, bro. We got the whole burger. On the way out, we kind of lost track of our mission and I went on a bit of a rampage. I have no idea how that didn't jump scare me. That literally scared the life out of me now that I'm editing. Anyways, we made our way back, crafted a netherite table, I forgot what it was called, and officially made ourselves a netherite pickaxe. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to our netherite pickaxe. All right, let's get to work. And getting to work we did. If you're here since the first episode of this world, you know that we set up a few rules. One of which was that everything we build in this world must be immersive, including farms. The white concrete which we need for the build needs a power to concrete converter, for which I think I have a great idea. It'll be a perfect build in which we can hide this farm/converter. The way we put this world together is very old, but cozy old, like a fantasy medieval vibe. Everything feels like it fits in this world perfectly, even something like a massive castle on a mountaintop. Over here we have our farm farming area, which I think is the perfect location to build us a barn. A classic barn with red walls and white accents. It would be spacious enough to fit the farm inside of it, so I think it's about time we built it. I tried building the barn loosey-goosey for my brain, but that did not go as planned. This is as far as I could build before being stuck on the next step. So I did what I always do and sought some inspiration on Pinterest before designing it in my creative world. And just so you know, every build in this world, including the Monolith, is available on Patreon. It would truly mean a world to me if you support me over there. We kick things off by digging a hole deep into the ground. This is where the TNT will blow up the concrete and store it in chests. After we dug the hole, it was time for the barn itself. Yes, that is so cute. It's giving good old America. With the barn now built in the world, we were finally able to grind the almost 7,000 white concrete for the monolith we were so close to building. This barn is just another example of how easy it is to make your world 100 times more immersive. Farmland stretches over the side of this meadow hill, and at the end you have this one landmark that feels like the final puzzle piece of a story, which in itself is a puzzle piece to a greater picture. The kingdom we have put together, a castle, a symbol of peace, the bustling marketplace, a sign of community, my personal camping area, a form of humbleness, and now the barn, in addition to the other farming buildings hiding farms, a testament of sustenance. But after all of this, why was it that I chose to build a monolith again? That's right. I remember. There is a story I haven't told yet. I only hinted that this video would be the final one in this kingdom. Over 1,500 days spent building such a breathtaking kingdom, truly pushing my limits and forcing myself to learn and improve. All of that just to abandon it in the end? Why? Well, I think it's time I told you. And the answer isn't simple. I have multiple reasons for this abandonment that all piled up to this decision. I am very much alive. I haven't died in this world, if that's what you were wondering. I love this world more than I loved any of my previous worlds. I am glad I lost this and this and this because it allowed this to exist. But the reasons why I am ending it here is, well, firstly, as much as building is my work as an artist, so is making videos. And clearly, the decline in viewership has shown me that people may not love this world as much as I do. Now, before you write out your essays in the comment section, I know that a good chunk of you love this world. Trust me, I am grateful for all of you expressing this to me many times. But a larger reason is actually, I have a better idea for a new series. I have an idea that is almost identical to what I do now, but instead it feels fresh. It's better and more beneficial to you. Now, I won't spoil my idea just yet. You'll have to wait for the first episode of it for me to fully convey to you the idea behind it. But it is something I am looking forward to. And trust me, you will love what's coming next more than what we have now. So the monolith, the thing that we have been preparing to build all this time, is a tribute to this world. It feels disconnected from the world, but that is with intent. Though, there is one more reason why we are building this monolith. A reason that is very personal. But I've talked for too long now. How about we get back to work, and when the time comes and we build the monolith, I tell you exactly what the mystery behind it is. Alright, we need to snap back to focus. Only a few items are left to collect, and we are truly near the end. We have all the stone type blocks, and the final large batch of an item type is wood. Thankfully, we built a wood farm in the last episode, so mindlessly, we spent some time farming wood. I used my legendary technique to quickly strip mine all the wood. After you build a decent sized pillar, you mine it by holding down both right and left click. Now that we are done with collecting all the stone and wood blocks, we have so little items left to collect that I don't even need to scroll anymore. Another thing you may notice is that these items are easy to collect. The only difficult blocks are shroom lights, which will just take hard labor, and that also goes for smooth quartz. The frog lights are easy to obtain because we have a farm for them. Wait. Ochre frog lights? Ochre? So, I may have forgotten that I only have the frogs in my farm that get you verdant frog lights. That means that we need to travel to a swamp to get us some frog babies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've been to this swamp in every single video. And this swamp is not nearby either. But you know what? It's fine. This feels like a poetic final journey. let the baby frogs grow in my base since it's the right biome. I leashed them once they grew up to bring them to the nether in very humane ways. I managed to put them in the farm, took some of the verdant frog lights and dropped the rest until I had space for the ochre frog lights. After a session of AFKing, we had all the frog lights we needed and I put them in our ever-growing materials chest of the Monolith. And now truly, only the easy items are left. Well guys, we've come so far that I can actually say we are ready. Every item down to the last block has been collected, and we can finally build the hand rising out of the waters and the monolith floating above. And when I reveal to you the true lore behind it all, it will be the perfect end to send off this world. However, that send off won't be perfect just yet. I promise I won't take long, but before I bid farewell to this world, I want to sprinkle a final bit of my love around, crossing off every little immersive touch I had in mind for this world.
I'm a traveling spirit, I've seen many shores, from the West Pacific to the island of Kenya. They treat me like a son anywhere I go, and even though no one can tell, I still feel that I'm alone. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own.
Guys, it took me so long, but look at this waterfall, man. It's so cool.
I have learned that no one else can carry this load. It's a train where I'm the only passenger on board. Oh, there is beauty to enjoy.
Guys, I wanted a map in our world for the longest time. I'm so happy it's finally here. Here's a little bit of a teaser for the lore I will explain later. Now that we are done with the few things I wanted to build, there's just a final couple of activities I missed doing.
Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm alone. Leave me stranded, I know how to handle it all on my own. On my own.
Alright, it is time. Even in the end, I kept my promise of making everything immersive and made it so that the arm rises from the bottom of the ocean. This hand is the hand of imprisonment, because at the start of the series, in the very first episode, we lost our beloved cat Paws. Later in the series, we found a similar cat right where she died and made ourselves believe that this was Paws, but in reality, it's not. So this final build is our closure. The hand will imprison the evil mob that killed our beloved Paws, and the monolith is called the Monolith of Vengeance, an eternal punishment for the creepers.
We try so hard to feel sane. It's all in our brain. Always keeping us restless with the lights. Keeping us restless with the lights. Always keeping us restless.
Thank you guys so much for the support during this series. All I can say for now is that the next series will be better than this. This was made with love by me, Prince.